morning, I'm Venus from Heart's Desire by Venus, and today I'm going to do another episode in our Back to Basics. So I've been plugging away at this journal, and I've been filming tips and techniques, that help you make your journals, especially if you're kind of stuck and you just want a no-brainer. Oh, I can do that. That's what I've been filming, inserts and how to make this cover we did, and binding systems, because this is a hybrid, so you've got your regular book, and then you've got a journal in here as well, a junk journal. So what I'm creating today is in the front of my books, lots of times, especially if they're the hybrids, I like to have a deep pocket so that you can put the extra embellishments for whoever purchases the book, to have a spot where they can put all their own stuff, and then they can put it into the book however they choose. So I'm going to show you how I do that today. And I like to do that either on the front cover, inside front cover, or inside back cover, just so that when you open it up, you can see it. So this is what we're going to do. So what you have to decide is how big you want it. So this one, I have decided, get my thing here, that, measuring it up here, I decided that I am 5.5 this way and 4 3/4 this way. So I cut a piece out to measure that, and yeah, I did it two-sided. I'm not sure why on that one. And then what I wanted to do is I want to have a flap from the top so that you lift it up and it's kind of contained. So then what I did here is decide how far down you want your flap to go, and I just kind of chose there. So make sure it's the same this way, which is 5.5, and then your desired length this way. And then what I did, opening it up here so you can see better, I put a 1/4 inch gap in there, and then put my hinge on the other side, so that when I've got this, it's bulked up from tags and journal cards and whatever I put in there, I want it to be able to hold that. So then what I did for this piece is, this is 4 3/4, so I cut 2 side pieces. Yep, 2 side pieces. And what I did is I did a 1/2 inch flap, a 1/4 inch in the middle, and a 1/2 inch flap. So this way, when I attach it onto my pocket here, obviously I have to trim that down a bit. It's giving my pocket, again, that 1/4 inch in there so that I can really hold a lot of stuff. So you do one for each side, and I did one the same way with the bottom. Now, you could have just cut this all out of the same paper and added the dimensions, but I was actually using a couple of scrap pieces, and I always have these little end cutoffs, so it works out perfect. So that's how that's going to be. But this wouldn't be a normal video for me, excuse me, if I didn't have some kind of flair in there. So what I'm doing is I'm making an acetate window pocket. I've got a die here, and I'm just going to cut it out around here, and so that when you open the book, you'll be able to see this pocket and see everything inside. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back and show you the rest of my video. Okay, so I'm back. So here you can see that I have got, I'll move this out of the way. I cut my piece out. There's the part there. Okay, so I'm just going to ink that all up before I do any gluing on there, because it'll be too late after. So I'm just using Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. I have others, but I don't know why. I just keep using this one. I like it. And especially for this journal, it's kind of got that aged feel in there. So it works well. Okay, so now that I've inked that up, the other thing is for the window. So I have cut a piece of acetate, which you can get at the dollar store, you can get online, you can get at a stationery store, any of those places. Or if you had old packaging, for sure, I always kind of keep an eye out for boxes that have got the windows in it whenever I'm unwrapping things. But what you need, whatever you choose to use, you could even use a mesh in there. Make sure that you use it the same size as your base here, or just ever so slightly, maybe like a quarter, not even a quarter, an eighth an inch smaller, because I have learned this the hard way. When you glue it in here into place, if you just do it, like say around here a little bit, I find when you're putting stuff in, it gets snagged on the acetate, and then you're really struggling to put, you know, things in the pocket. So that is why I choose to make it just ever so slightly smaller than my actual project part there. And I'm just cutting off that little, it's like a 16th of an inch, I think, off there, so it will fit. I'm just gonna, perfect. So then you can glue this, you could tape this, it's totally up to you. I am actually going to glue it because it's going to get quite a bit of usage, and I want it to be pretty permanent. So I'm just going to do a bead of glue just around the edge, and then all around here. All right. And then place your acetate right in the middle. There. Just going to burnish that in. Smear that glue underneath there so it's all good and sticky. Okay, now I also, the reason I do this at this stage, not here, is so that when I put my gussets on top here, it's kind of one more layer of adding to it. I'm not sure. This is supposed to be 4 3/4 high, these things, and I don't know what I did. So I'll trim those. 4 3/4 high. Perfect. Now, because these are a 1/4 inch gussets here, it's going to be seen. And I use plain paper, so I just distress the edges. Just so that when it is seen, it just looks like part of it. So remember, I'm working on the back side because that's your front. So I'm working on the back side, and I'm just going to attach my gussets down. And I've got tape and glue. So tape for the immediate, glue for the other. And you want to tape. Yeah, you saw me do that. I put glue on the spot where I didn't need glue. There we go. Let's just wipe that part off. And there. Let's actually put glue where it's supposed to go. So on this, I like to have it just lay down flush with the outside. And that's, you know, it's nice because you've already scored there. So you can just lay it all flat down. You can see it's going to create that edge, which is perfect. So we can just load this pocket up with things. Not enough glue there. And I'm just going to line it up again on the other side and burnish it in here. Now, I didn't bother inking the insides because you're not going to see them. You're just, as you can see, you're just going to see this outside corner when you put it in. Now I'm going to do the bottom. And now the bottom, you could miter it, but I've just chosen to go straight across here. It just makes it that nice box fit. That's all. Totally up to you if you want to miter it for a little less bulk. But I'm going for, I want to load this pocket up. And this is, okay. And just make sure you put the bottom on the right spot. So this is my top. That's my bottom. So I'm just going to line this up here the best I can. Perfect. Finish that in. Okay, so there's my raised pocket. So now we're going to insert it into the book here. And I want it to be centered and get all the dust these off of there. So I'm going to just center it in here, which is perfect. Okay, so now when I've created this box, when I peel the bottom piece off first, you can just kind of fold it over into its box shape and fold the top flap, as you can see, right over. I don't know if you can pick that up, and you do the same thing for the other side. So now you can see it's in its box shape when we attach it. So now I'm just going to take the rest of the tape off. And more glue. All right. And let's just attach it. Now, because it's a box, it's going to be hard to get it all to lay down exactly. So that's why I just use my burnishing tool here. So then you can get it right in its spot. Make sure you've got your gussets all glued down. Nice and tight. And again, that's why I use the tape and the glue. It gives you a little bit of flexibility here. Perfect. Okay, so now that's my bottom with our clear pocket there. And we're just going to put our top on, which is just going to go there. So I'm just going to put some tape on it. Get that out of the way. Tape on the top flap. And a little bit of glue. All right, and I'm going to flip it upside down because I find it's just easier for me to work this way. So just make sure you line it up. I have done it before where I didn't line it up. It was a little crooked and drove me crazy. There. Open it up and just, oh, yep, exactly. Push too hard. There we go. There, and burnish that into place. Oh, my dryer's going off. There. Perfect. So now it's in place. You can attach a magnet if you wanted here, or a Velcro closure, whatever you want. I'm actually just going to leave it, I think, for now. If I decide to do something later, I can. But you can see now, I'm just going to put my envelope in there, and you can see the image from the outside, which I think is super cute. I'm just going to, and you know, you can do it however you want, but this one, like that, you've got your flap down. I actually might just put Velcro closures there, I think. But I will decide. That's for later. But anyways, this you can see I've got 2 envelopes in there. I've got plenty of space. It's cute, so you can see what's behind there. I'll embellish this and you know, do it that way and decide how I want to do the closure. But you can see here on the side, you have got 1/4 inch there, which is a lot of space to put in tags, journals, envelopes, you know, whatever little bits you want in there. And I just like to do this so then they can take the stuff out, put it in the book, and they still get to decorate the book themselves as well. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. That way you know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. And I will be having a walkthrough of this journal because I am almost done up shortly. So definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss, so you don't miss that video as well. And hopefully I will see you again soon. Have a great day.